So I have a word from Jehovah this morning, stress or stress relief. It's a brand new day, so we are going to erase what is on the board from yesterday. Stress or stress relief. And yes, it divides by 3 perfectly. Stress or stress relief. And then you take this S, knit it together with this E, this S, knit it together with this 3. All divides by 3. Stress or stress relief. Are you an agent of stress or an agent of stress relief? Because that is what is driving the majority of this modern generation. Stress or stress relief. People like those people that bring them stress relief. They do not like those things or those people that cause them stress. This is the number one driving factor of human behavior in our modern world today. Stress or stress relief. People choose a relationship with this environment, this thing, this concept, this activity, this person because it causes them stress relief. And then they avoid ones that cause them stress. And God is giving me this word, saying, Derek, it's very simple. Choose those things in your life right now that bring you stress relief. And say no to those things that would cause you stress. Saying no is another simple way of discussing this many times. Many times when we say no, what we are doing is we are saying no to an additional stress, and we are saying yes to stress relief. Godless people have no peace. The number one thing that the godless do not have is peace. They are ever restless. They never stop thinking. They never stop worrying. They never stop figuring and worrying, stressing. The gift of God is peace. There is no peace for the wicked, the Bible says. Well, who are the wicked? Those who have not been forgiven of their sins in Christ Jesus. Those who have not believed on Jesus, the Son of God. But stress or stress relief. And this word from God to me, and obviously to all people, is, for my part, God is saying to me, Derek, is this thing that you are being presented, are these various options that you are presented with, are they going to cause you stress, or are they going to cause you stress relief? And he says, right now in your life, make decisions that cause you stress relief. And I believe in general, for your whole life long, stress is the number one cause of illness and sickness. A life of stress leads to a shorter life. And another word God gave me is that those who cause other people stress will have stress brought upon themselves, simply by the sovereign hand of Jehovah. It's called what you reap, you will sow. What you give, you receive. Okay? Those people who cause other people stress will have stress come back upon themselves by the sovereign hand of Jehovah. Okay? And their life will be whittled down. It will literally be shortened day by day until eventually it's over. So for example, there's a great evil in our day called loaning money at interest. Mortgages is another follow-up of that. That's evil. Okay? The banksters, people that loan money at interest, are causing a lot of people great stress. Because as time ticks, technically, they're being charged money. That's stressful. Well, those people that cause other people stress will have stress caused upon themselves by Jehovah. He will simply rob them of the peace that they would otherwise have in life. And you see, these people, they end up being the classic Scrooge-like figures when their faces are shriveling at a faster rate. Okay? Greed is a sin, and sin causes death and decay of the human body, and it shows up on your face. I've been preaching this for a while. Sin in the human shows up on our face, and people actually do wake up looking like Ebenezer Scrooge, shriveled and ugly in their face, from a life of greed, loaning money at interest, causing other people financial stress, and God gives it back to them. So, are you a stress inducer or are you a stress reliever? If you want people to like you, the most important thing you have to be today is a stress reliever. I have noticed this like crazy. It's crazy right now, especially with relationships with the opposite sex, especially in the male role. The male, above all, needs to be a stress reliever. Women are looking for safety. They're looking for security. They're looking for peace. Someone who is calm. Someone who is collected. Someone who knows that God is sovereign. Someone who is peaceful and non-attacking and non-grasping. A peaceful person. Secure person. Stress relief. So, if you push and if you try and move a relationship too fast, any human relationship, not just opposite sex relationship, any relationship, a potential new job relationship, a potential new friend relationship, if you push a relationship too fast beyond what God leads properly, you're now causing the other person stress. Okay? And they're going to run away from that. It's so simple. Everything everyone does, okay, especially, is based on stress or stress relief. So, choose those things in your life that cause you stress relief. You want to live long. Okay? If you live a life of peace, you will live long. If you live a life of stress, you will live short. There's a crazy statistic that doctors die younger than any other occupation in all the world. Most of that would apply to non-Christian doctors that can't handle the stress because they don't have the peace of God in their hearts. And so they live lives of stress that they don't have God to, fill them with peace in the process, and so they die young. Pull back. Say no. You don't need a lot of relationships in your life. You need God and just a few others that He ordains for you to have. Your biological family should be, by the grace of God, they should be good relationships for you. God ordained them to be your parents and your siblings. Okay? Anyways, but stress or stress relief. This is driving the whole world right now. It's a marvel to me. Now I'm having fun with this. Because I'm looking at all people and everywhere that they do and everything that they do in this world. And their job and the way they carry themselves and every decision they make, I'm now seeing through this clear lens that they're either doing it for they're doing it to avoid stress or to attain stress relief. It's just, and so the key is, look at God. God always brings us stress relief. Look at the stories of the Bible. Man in distress, God comes and saves the day. gives us stress relief. God is the ultimate stress reliever. God is the King of peace. God is the King of making you feel safe, peaceful, secure. God is the ultimate stress reliever. Well, as we become more like God in Christ Jesus, we will be stress relievers. That's who we are as Christians in this world. We are stress relievers. And everyone, I'm giving you a word for this modern age, this modern hour. Like, that's the gift of prophecy that God gives to his servants, is say, what is the word of Jehovah for today? What do we need to think about and realize today, given the culture we live in, the spirit of the age, and just the spirit of the city in which we live? How are we as Christians supposed to know what's going on and how we should see the world and what is going on? Be a stress reliever, because stress is the number one driving enemy of this entire modern age in the developed world. People are stressed out. People are burning out. They're crying out for stress relief. Okay, so number one, God is the number one stress reliever. So as we become more like God, we will be stress relievers rather than stress inducers. Listening, being an amazing, so being a stress reliever. This applies to everything. If you want to find favor with people or any person on this planet, especially in the modern world, the stressed out world, if you want to be liked, if you want to be attractive to people, if you want to sustain a long-term relationship with anyone in this modern age, you have to be the best stress reliever that there is. Period. That's it. That's what you do. You relieve their stress. Relieve their stress. It's that simple. So guys, if you want a girl to like you and spend more time with you, and you want a sustainable relationship with her, you have to be a stress reliever for her. You have to be the most calm, secure, God-centered, peace-filled, Christ-centered man there is. Nothing phases you. You're a great listener. Being a great listener is a stress reliever. Okay? If you are a patient listener to people, you are an awesome agent of stress relief. You are so therapeutic you don't even understand. A great listener, okay, is an agent of stress relief. Someone who doesn't talk much, someone who is calm, okay, and just is at peace with themselves. It's all spiritual, folks. When you spend time in the presence of God, you have the Spirit of God inside of you. People will feel the peace of God just when you walk in the room. And I've known this, for example, I would sit at the Cactus Club Cafe, and I don't say a word to anyone, but I know the Spirit of God inside of me is bringing peace to the people that are there and are working there, and there's just a sense of, peace. But it goes with you everywhere. Jesus said this in particular to the apostles. He said, if a son of peace is there, let your peace rest upon that household. And if not, if they reject you, he said, let your peace return unto you. Isn't that amazing? Peace. You bring the peace of God spiritually, like a Wi-Fi signal, everywhere you walk physically in this world. Now, here's another thing that causes stress relief. Beauty, visual beauty in our eyes, particularly in nature, just natural God-created beauty, untainted natural God-created beauty, gives us stress relief. Stress relief. Ugliness does cause us stress. Yeah? So as much as you can behold pure natural beauty, the untainted, creative, beautiful works of God, that's wonderful stress relief. But the most important thing is the Holy Ghost inside of you and the knowledge that God is sovereign and that God is love. Then you're at peace at all times. But choose those things in your life today that will bring you personally stress relief. Say no. Here's how you apply this today. Say no to anything that would cause you stress and not bring you stress relief. It's that simple. And then I got another awesome word from Jehovah on my paper route. And this is so awesome. I just love how it's just divine. When I deliver early in the morning, starting at 4 a.m. is when I get up and leave, it's basically perfectly silent the whole time, except for at around 5 a.m. you start to hear the chirping birds. There was one other sound that God ordained me to hear this morning. It was just a totally beautiful three-fast, and I'm going to write it on the board, and that is the sound of chimes. I'm not joking, folks. Everything is a gift of God. Everything is by divine ordinance for the glory of the Trinity. And chimes ends in love, starting with C, which equals 3. This equals love. And God has been leading us to find love in everything that we solve, and then there's a 3 in front. It's all for the number 3. Chimes. It was a set of long metal chimes that someone had hanging obviously on the front of their house. And they just, in the breeze, they sounded out a few beautiful notes as I was delivering the paper to their house. And I got the word chimes from Jehovah. Chimes, lo and behold, is 3 in the front plus love in the back for the glory of the Trinity. Okay? Did you know that? And of course there's church chimes and cathedrals all over the world, but there's chimes just on ordinary houses. It's an ordained word for the glory of the Trinity. And God ordains divine personal moments in my life for the number 3, and that's chimes. Because God is 3 people. The whole point of chimes, the whole idea of chimes is that you can't just have one chime, because the way chimes work is they dong against each other. They bounce off each other. So by definition, you need multiple chimes in order to appreciate the pleasure of the music that comes from chimes. So God is 3 persons. That's the whole idea. God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's amazing. And chimes make beautiful, peaceful notes. Just pure notes, pure musical frequency. When the wind is blowing, listen to the chimes. It's bliss. It's wonderful. It's heavenly. It's ordained by the God of love. Proven. There you go. Chimes. And that was the only sound that I heard this morning except for a chirping bird. Okay? And then, a chirping bird can do his thing all by himself, but chimes need each other. So chirp and bird both divide by 3, chirping bird divides by 3. You can do that one for Homer. It's obvious. Chirp plus bird is like, you got the I and the R in both cases that both divide by 3. The C in the front that is 3, and then the H knits together with the D, the P knits together with the B to make 12 and 18 respectively. That's 30. Plus love in the center. Wow, 27 plus 27. That's 84, 87. A chirp plus bird is 87 equals love. Chirping bird is 117. Find love in that. Okay. Well, we already found love. 27 plus 27. And then you got another 27 from CHP. The word chirp equals love. Composed of 2 27s. There you go. Every chirp solved in the name of love. Chirp equals love. So in the morning, what did I hear? I heard chirping and I heard chimes. Those are basically the only 2 sounds that I heard while I was delivering my newspapers in silence this morning. I heard chirping birds, and I heard them at the same time. I heard chirping birds. By the time I got to that middle house in the middle of the route, it was around 5:30 a.m. That means all the birds are up. Okay? So I heard chirping and I heard chimes. What a beautiful combination. Very peaceful, very relaxing. Chimes and chirping. Well, look at it. They both start with CHI. I'm telling you, and then the R equals ME. So I'm telling you that I get divine words from Jehovah. ME equals R. Look at that. And then CHI are the first three letters in chimes and chirping. So there you go. It's a beautiful little wake up. You've got chimes in the wind, chirping birds around you. Sounds a lot like nature, doesn't it? Sounds a lot like stress relief. Certainly isn't stress, it's stress relief. It's peaceful. It goes right along with the word I got when I woke up, first thing. God was saying to me, stress or stress relief. And this is going to set me free from so much, this word. But let's just finish off meditating on this. So chirp equals love. Chimes equals 3 plus love. And then chirping bird, put the NG together with bird, you've got love plus 9. Done. We solved every chirping bird in the name of love. And then chimes, notice that chimes needs to be plural. Because as we said, you can't have chimes perform their function unless you've got more than one, because that's how chimes work, is they bounce off of each other. And the word bounce divides by 3. Whatever. They hit each other in the wind. Chimes in the wind. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding. Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. Okay? It's very calming. Chimes. Solved. And then you can find more 3s in that. Obviously you've got the I, which is 9. The H and M make 21. The E and the S make 24. Or you can go like this. Find the two 27s in the name of love. Because love is 27 plus 27. That's really easy. The H and the S. Whoa, that did not come out. I have to buy some new markers. The H and S make 27. And then the I and the M and E is 9 plus 18, another 27. So there, we really found love in chimes. Because remember, the word love is 27 plus 27. Well, we just found the two 27s in chimes. And then the C equals 3 in the front is like just a big cherry on top for the number 3. I mean, it's the first letter, 3. Followed by love, 3 times 3 times 3 plus 3 times 3 times 3. There. You'll never look at chimes the same ever again. And these are the two words that I got from Jehovah this morning. The first message that I had going through my mind, down the first half, the whole paper route, but especially the third half before I hit the chimes gem, which was a surprise, was this concept of stress or stress relief. And then, are you being a stress reliever or are you being a stress inducer? Those people in this world that relieve other people of stress will have Jehovah relieve their own stress. Those people in this world that cause other people stress will have Jehovah cause them stress. God will not be mocked. What you sow, you will reap. If you live a life of anger and hatred and grasping and taking from people and abusing people emotionally, verbally, causing them stress, lording it over them as a godless master, giving them stressful things at work, saying unnatural things to them, being unkind, being harsh, anything that you can think of. There's a whole lot of things that cause human beings stress. There's a whole lot you can do to cause someone else stress. Okay? You don't need me to preach on them all. You know it when you feel it. If you, in any way, and God was speaking to me this a while ago, he said, Derek, never do anything to cause someone else a cortisone spike. that was kind of my personal philosophy. Is don't do anything to spike someone else's stress level. Just never do something or say something to cause someone else stress. I mean, that's the only way you can maintain intimacy. A woman needs that in her man. A woman wants a man that relieves her of stress and never causes her stress. She wants a man who is incredibly peaceful, that she can comfortably cozy up to day and night, and who she wants to cozy up to. She wants to be in his arms. She wants to run close to him and be held by him because he is such a good stress reliever. That's like his thing, because that's who God is to all of us. God is the ultimate stress reliever. Read the Bible from start to finish. It seems that God's number one thing that he does on behalf of mankind day and night is relieve our stress. relieve our stress. Okay? So, so back to my preaching on sowing and reaping. Those people in this life that are causing other people stress will have Jehovah bring stress upon themselves. And their lives will be shortened. Okay? Because the wages of sin is death. If you cause other people stress, God will bring stress upon you. If you are a stress reliever, and you are someone that relieves people who are in stress, and that now I want you to think of all the ways that you can relieve you can relieve stress. You can listen to a person that needs to vent. You can, as I'm doing right now, I am sharing truth, healing truth. All truth from God is stress relieving. Because the more you know about who God is and how He works in this world and what is going on, the more at peace you are. It's stress relieving to share truth to others. Okay? When you're believing lies, oh man, that'll cause you stress because you're confused. Things don't seem to be adding up with your worldview. It's not making sense. You're out of tune with God. So truth is stress relieving. Lies are stress inducing. Always tell the truth. Okay. Wow. There you go. Be a giver more than a taker. A giver is always a stress reliever. Be a complimenter rather than a criticizer. You're being a stress reliever. Be an encourager rather than a discourager. Be all that you can just get. Okay. But that's beautiful. And then chimes. That's so cool. But that was an obvious word I got from Jehovah. And it was, like I say, folks, that was the only sound that I heard this morning, other than the chirping birds, and it didn't happen for very long, chimes. And I thought to myself, and I solved it in my head, and I said, chimes equals 3 plus love. And it's a Twilight Zone experience. Once you know that everything is happening by divine ordinance, everything is for the glory of God, I have to confess, it felt like one of those adventure video games where there's, a mystery room, and there's elements in the room, with sounds and stuff, and you're trying to piece together the puzzle, and you're trying to add things up and solve the mystery. That's kind of what it feels like, okay? In the real world. Everything can be solved for the glory of the Trinity. So I go to this house, and it's been perfectly peaceful and quiet, my whole paper route. And now the birds are starting to chirp, and lo and behold, there's this beautiful long set of metal chimes, probably 5 or 6 of them. I bet you there were 6, 3 plus 3. I can go see it tomorrow. It's funny, it's really cool. Once you have a divine moment from God, and you know that He ordained like that element, it makes you go back and look at it more closely. You're like, what else am I going to see in these chimes? The number of them is probably 6, 3 plus 3. That's what I estimate. They're probably triangular in shape, as I see it in my mind. They're certainly made of metal. Metal divides by 3, so metal chimes. What does metal add to? You can have metal chimes, or you can have wood chimes. Metal and wood both divide by 3. These are 2 huge materials. Wood equals 57. I have that memorized. Wow! Wood equals chimes. Look at that. That's a huge gem. Wood equals chimes. Chimes equals 57, which, by the way, is triple 8 by the law of prime. It's a triple of 19s, which is the 8th prime, to the glory of Jesus equals 8 8. So there you go, chimes. And so now, for the glory of the number 8, a single chime is 38, which equals gold, which is a double of the 8th prime, 2 8. So a single chime is 2 8s, Multiple chimes is 3/8. That's the law of genius. One chime, 2/8, multiple chimes, 3/8. Gold, 2/8, golds, 3/8. Beautiful. Just like wood, one wood, 3/8, multiple woods, 4/8. To the glory of Jesus equals 8 a day. I took you into 8 land there. That's huge. So wood equals chimes. So you can have wood chimes. You know those hollow bamboo-like looking things of different length that just knock against each other in the wind. And the word knock divides by 3. The word bounce divides by 3. So think just wood chimes in the wind. You hear it in your mind. You can't even imitate the sound well with the human mouth. Wooden chimes. Wow. Very peaceful. And then metal divides by 3. Metal is 18 plus 21, 39 is 51. Amazing. So metal chimes, which is what I heard this morning, equals 108, equals love plus love exactly. 2 hearts. It's a miracle. So the obvious follow-up is, can we find the 2 loves in metal chimes? Well, of course we can, because we already found the first love in chimes itself. So now you just grab the C from the front of chimes, and it, oh my goodness. Look at it, we got double chain linking here. L divides by 3, C divides by 3, the A and the H knits together to make 9. You got double chain linking between the word metal and chimes. It's a miracle, as always. You can put this T at the center here with this M here, because the I follows, divides by 3 all by itself, so now the T goes with the M to make 33, and then you can put these pairs together to make multiples of 3 by themselves, or you can hop this M with that E and this S with this E. But the whole point is that love is sitting in the last half of it all, and the first half, because metal grabs the C from chimes, and now this whole first part equals 54, and this last part equals 54. We've just solved all metal chimes in the name of love. Metal chimes equals worship, equals 108, 3-digit all-factor 8 number divides by 3 perfectly. Metal chimes equals 108, which equals worship, which equals love plus love. And look at the 2 loves in metal chimes. Love plus love. And Jehovah ordained those metal chimes to be the only sound that I heard this morning. The only audible sound that I heard this morning on my entire newspaper route, and it was about near the midway mark. I could even get you the house number. Chances are the house number glorifies the number 3, and the street number glorifies the number 3. And the more I study that divine moment, the more I'll get more 3s. The word silver in front of metal, they were silver. You can start adding the colors. They were long. The word long divides by 3. Long metal chimes. Long is 48. 48 plus 108, 156. Long metal chimes. They were silver. Silver has the plus 1 S in front, followed by pure 3s containing love very easily. Okay? Silver contains love right there. 27 plus 27 plus 12 on top, 66. 66 plus 48, oh my goodness. Equals another 66 plus 48 is 74, 114. So silver long metal chimes, you know, you can just keep building and building. And then a single note that comes from a chime. Note equals love. Tone equals note, using the same letters, equals love. So the tone of a chime, the voice of a chime. Voice equals note equals tone. Okay? So the voice of a chime, the voice of chimes, pure love. The note, a note from chimes, pure love. A tone, a single tone. There you go. And then chirping birds were in the background. That's like, now you're going to go out and buy some metal chimes, aren't you? You're going to buy the most beautiful sounding metal chimes, and you're going to put it outside on your porch. And porch divides by 3. Porch is 33 plus 27. Every center letter divides by 3, and the bookends make 24. Just like pro-life. God is pro-life, as in non-abortion. You're going to go out and get some metal chimes and put them on your porch. Get the best sounding metal chimes, and you're going to sit out there and you're going to be at peace in the presence of God. Because this generation is looking for peace. The West is just, even in folks, even in religious circles, there are many, many, many churches in the West that cause me stress rather than bring me stress relief. A church service is supposed to be calming. It's supposed to be peaceful. It's supposed to be gentle. It's supposed to be stress relieving, inviting, calm, silent even. Okay? Opportunity for meditation, certainly opportunity to hear the voice of God. No more noise. That's following the world. That's garbage. That's godless entertainment. If I smell the smallest amount of stress, I walk out. A church service is supposed to be stress relieving. If the pastor is stressed out, if he's yelling things and he's full of caffeine, get out of there. That's not God. That's stress. The voice of God is peaceful. The voice of God will calm you down. The voice of God will calm your fears. The voice of God will compliment you, let you know that you're okay, let you know that He's in control. The voice of God will always relieve your stress. It's not going to cause you stress, because God wants you healthy. Stress is the #1 agent of sickness and disease. You think God wants to cause you stress? No. The Bible says, ye shall be led forth in peace. And we did the math on that phrase. It's so beautiful for number 3. It's like 240 or something perfectly. You shall be led forth in peace. How will you know the path that God would have for your life? Well, it's going to be peaceful. You're going to have peace in your stomach. Making that decision, you're going to say, oh yes, that sounds so nice. You shall be led forth in peace. It is a fatherless generation. And the reason it's a fatherless generation is there's no peace. There's no peace in the hearts of men. A woman who has a very God-filled father is so at peace. She's totally at peace because her father is totally at peace. But the more fatherless a generation is, the more stressed out it is. Racing. Restless. Did you know that a woman and a daughter longs to be able to rest in the arms of a man for a long time with no fear, total peace, nothing to do, total acceptance, complete comfort? Did you know that every human soul longs for that? Well, that is supposed to come from the Father. The biological father is supposed to be the image of God more than any other person in the family. He is supposed to be the Father God nature, which is full of love, full of joy, full of peace, full of truth, full of honesty, so much so that the wife wants to hug him all the time and never let go. And then the daughters will want to do the same thing, and the sons will want to do the same thing. And when you're raised in a home like that, you are not a restless person. You don't need to go out there and be around the stressed out people and be doing meaningless busy stuff like the stressed people, because you're satisfied. You know that you're loved. You know that you're secure. You're safe. You're loved. You've been held. You don't need it. You don't do that. So fathers need to be close to God. And from there, the world will become more love-centered and more at peace. I always said just about everything in this world can be attributed to the biological father. Now I'm serious. You can lay a lot of blame, and there's no apology in this statement. Much of the blame for all of the pain in this world can be attributed to biological fathers that are not like God himself. The father is supposed to be the spiritual love leader of the entire family. He's supposed to be the closest one to God. He's supposed to be the one who's most like God and demonstrates the love of God to his wife and to his kids at all times. Okay? You only get that character and that divine nature by hanging around with God himself, the perfect Father, by spending copious amounts of time in his presence. You cannot fake your spiritual condition. You cannot pretend. You will not last. You cannot hold on to that level of love unless it's real. Okay? You must be together with God. That's how you become more like God, the perfect Father. There you go, eh? I see stressed out people everywhere I go. Just being around them makes me stressed. That's why I choose. Okay. Beauty, this is a big one, folks. Beauty, visual beauty, relieves stress. Have you noticed whenever you look at a beautiful baby, you just, you calm down. You just, oh man, it's refreshing. You feel at peace. When you look at a beautiful child, beautiful young person, you just, it's very calming beholding beauty. And so, maintaining your visual appearance, maintaining your health and your visual appearance to be beautiful and giving visual beauty to the world by going out and just being a beautiful person out there is an act of giving. People just feel, I just feel stress relief being in his presence because I like looking at him, because he's a beautiful person. Beauty relieves us of stress. Beauty in nature, beauty in people. Okay? When we look at a beautiful young person, a beautiful young lady, we get peace. We just feel happy. Wouldn't it be better if washing machines and electronic devices wouldn't buzz when they're done? Why don't they play us a sonnet or something? Start playing the sound of waves or chirping birds. Okay. So, if you want to be liked, be a stress reliever. If you want to have people run away from you, be a stress inducer. And this is super important for guys, in the relationship with the opposite sex. If God is leading you to, pursue someone in order to get married, then you need to be a stress reliever. It's just, I just see so many relationships are just totally screwed up because no one's filled with the Spirit of God. It's all retarded emotions and chemicals flowing through the body. It's like, so relieve people's stress. Be the calm one. Here's another one. If you want to get a job, if you go to a job interview, what is that employer looking for? They're looking for someone who's going to relieve them of stress. That's why they're hiring. They've got too much stress and they need help. So if you want to get a job, you should be a super calm person. In that interview, you be as calm and collected and confident as you can be. Be absolutely calm. You need to be the agent of confidence. You need to be the agent of, I can do it. You need to be the agent of, I'm here to relieve your stress. That's how you get a job. You're there to relieve the employer of their stress. So, you show up early for the appointment. And you do this your whole life. If you want a life that's devoid of stress, show up early to all of your appointments. Just cut out all the things in your schedule. Just cut down your schedule more and more and more until you only have appointments that you can be early for all of them. Show up 15 minutes early for every single appointment you have in this life. You'll be thrilled. You'll be so happy. You'll be singing your head off while you drive there. You'll be like, yep, I got an extra 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if something comes up because I got that buffer of time and I'm singing my head off, and the person who shows up first wins. Whoever is there first, this is important for business. Whoever shows up for the appointment first has the advantage because you have expressed generosity. It's a spiritual truth. You have expressed the greater generosity by showing up first for the appointment. When that person comes to the visiting place and you're already there, they are already behind you. You're the leader. Okay? You already have the advantage. Everyone knows that when you play chess, the advantage, I'm not saying the advantage isn't to get something, but I'm saying you have demonstrated the higher level of generosity. And that is pleasing to the other person. They are happy with you. They like you instantly. Saying, here's a generous person. Okay? Everyone knows that the first player to make the move in chess has the advantage. Whoever goes first. Show up first for any appointment, any meeting. People will like you. They'll just naturally like you. They say, man, Derek is always the first one to the meeting. Derek is always early for appointments. I have never showed up and Derek was late. He's always there early. I just like him. He brings me peace. He's not stressed out like I am. He's not behind the 8 ball. He's not running against the clock. He's got peace in his life. You got to present that when you go to a job interview, because the employer is looking for stress relief. That's what they're looking for. Employers, man, they deal with a lot of stress. People that own their own business, ooh, a lot of stress. They never turn off thinking day and night, especially if they don't have God. It's all about stress for them. When they hire, they want to see someone who's calm, confident, peaceful. Don't say anything extreme in the interview. Don't agitate them. Don't cause them any more emotional stress than they already have in their life. That's key. Just answer all the questions truthfully. Convey your honest Holy Ghost confidence in Christ Jesus. You got total confidence in Christ. You're like, yeah, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Be at peace. Be calm. Hold it with an open hand. Here's another thing about being a peaceful person. Don't grasp for anything. Don't be a grasper. People smell it instantly when you're a grasper, especially the pursuit of a lady or something in the opposite sex. If you come on too hard, too strong, if you are a grasper, if you come on too fast, she's going to get stressed and she's going to run away. You've got to be natural. You've got to be whole. Yourself in Christ Jesus. You've got to not need her. That's the truth. You've got to be so whole and so full of love in God, with your personal relationship with God, that you only give to her. You don't even, you're not a needy person. You're not a needy heart. When you meet with her, it's all you loving on her. You're giving to her. It's all natural. You're so full of love because of your personal love relationship with God. You just ooze all over her whenever you're with her. You listen to her. You're naturally loving. You're naturally like Jesus. You're not grasping. You don't want to grab. You don't want to grab. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to start getting something from the relationship. It's slow. You're full of peace. It's so natural. Love is slow. Love blossoms like a rose, incredibly slow. Love grows like a plant, incredibly slow. And eventually she just realizes that she's always so full of peace and security and happiness when she's around you, that she just naturally loves getting closer to you. She says, I just want to be around Derek more and more and more. Because every time I'm around him, I feel peace. I feel love. I feel safe. I feel totally open. I feel comfortable. I feel like I could share anything. Okay. God does things graciously in our lives. Here's an example from the life of David. He used a sling and a stone his whole life long, so that when Goliath comes along, and God had also graduated him through that process where he even attacked a bear and he took down a lion, he said, in order to defend the sheep. God grew him gradually though. And he was using a sling the whole time. So when Goliath comes along, David just says, well, I'm just going to use my sling like I've always done. No stress. Nothing new to learn. I just what God ordained, and so that's what he uses. And when Saul says, here, try and put on all this equipment that is like a shock. It's like culture shock. It's like, whoa, this is stressful. David says, I can't do this. This is not me. God is not stress-inducing. He very rarely wakes someone up in the morning and says, here, I'm going to teleport you to the other side of the world, and you're going to be doing something completely different from everything that has been in your life up until now. So be more patient, be more gracious, be a stress